Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Raja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Raja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Radha Madhava Kunj Vihari Gopi Janavallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Raja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Raja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Radha Madhava Kunj Vihari Gopi Janavallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Raja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Radha Madhava Kunj Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radha Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Bol. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Govinda Jai Jai, Gopala Jai Jai, Jayam Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivajagacharya Ashtottara Sata Sri Srimat His Divine Grace Abhay Charanaravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Prem Se Kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gauda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Srila Prabhupada Ki Prabhupada Anuga Ki Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Nitai Gaur Premanande. All glories assembled devotees. All glories assembled devotees. All glories assembled devotees. All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We are reading today from Bhagavad Gita as it is chapter 11, text 52. If you have it with you, you can refer 11.52. Shri Bhagavanu Vacha Sudurdarsham idam rupam drishtavan asiyan mama Deva api asya rupasya nityam darshana kankshina. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "My dear Arjuna, this form of mine you are now seeing is very difficult to behold. Even the demigods are ever seeking the opportunity to see this form which is so dear." Purport. In the 48th verse of this chapter, Lord Krishna concluded revealing his universal form and informed Arjuna that this form is not possible to be seen by so many pious activities, sacrifices, etc. Now here the word Sudurdarsham is used, indicating that Krishna's two-handed form is still more confidential. One may be able to see the universal form of Krishna by adding a little tinge of devotional service to various activities like penances, Vedic study, and philosophical speculation. It may be possible, but without a tinge of bhakti, one cannot see that has already been explained. Still, beyond that universal form, the form of Krishna with two hands is still more difficult to see, even for the demigods like Brahma and Lord Shiva. They desire to see him, and we have evidence in the Srimad Bhagavatam that when he was supposed to be in the womb of his mother Devaki, all the demigods from heaven came to see the marvel of Krishna. And they offered nice prayers to the Lord, although he was not at that time visible to them. They waited to see him. A foolish person may deride him, thinking him an ordinary person, and may offer respect not to him, but to the impersonal something within him. But these are all nonsensical postures. Krishna, in his two-armed form, is actually desired to be seen by demigods like Brahma and Shiva. In Bhagavad Gita 9.11, It is also confirmed, Avajananti Mudha Manushim Tanum Ashritam. He is not visible to the foolish persons who deride him. Krishna's body, as confirmed by Brahma Samhita and confirmed by Krishna himself in Bhagavad Gita, is completely spiritual and full of bliss and eternality. His body is never like a material body. But for some who make a study of Krishna by reading Bhagavad Gita or similar Vedic scriptures, Krishna is a problem. For one using a material process, Krishna is considered to be a great historical personality and a very learned philosopher, but he is an ordinary man, and even though he was so powerful, he had to accept a material body. Ultimately, they think that the absolute truth is impersonal. Therefore, they think that from his impersonal feature, he assumed a personal feature attached to material nature. This is a materialistic calculation of the Supreme Lord. Another calculation is speculative. Those who are in search of knowledge also speculate on Krishna and consider him to be less important than the universal form of the Supreme. Thus, some think that the universal form of Krishna, which was manifested to Arjuna, is more important than his personal form. According to them, the personal form of the Supreme is something imaginary. They believe that in the ultimate issue, the absolute truth is not a person, but the transcendental process is described in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, to hear about Krishna from authorities. This is the actual Vedic process. And those who are actually in the Vedic line hear from Krishna from authority, and by repeated hearing about him, Krishna becomes dear. As we have several times discussed, Krishna is covered by his Yoga Maya potency. He is not to be seen or revealed to anyone or anyone. Only by one to whom he reveals himself can he be seen. This is confirmed in the Vedic literature. For one who is surrendered soul, the absolute truth can actually be understood. The transcendentalist, by continuous Krishna consciousness and by devotional service to Krishna, can have his spiritual eyes opened and can see Krishna by revelation. Such a revelation is not possible even for the demigods. Therefore, it is difficult even for the demigods to understand Krishna. And the advanced demigods are always in hope of seeing Krishna and in his two-handed form. The conclusion is that although to see the universal form of Krishna is very, very difficult and not possible for anyone and everyone, it is still more difficult to understand his personal form as Shama Sundara. Om Tatsat Om Gyana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Miritam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. This is a very beautiful revelation by Krishna about his personality, which is real, and also about his form, Rupa. Krishna is a person, and he is revealing that here in this powerful chapter, especially here. Sudurdarsham idam rupam. This rupam, form of mine, is difficult to see. Drishtavan asi yan mama. Deva api asya rupasya. Even the demigods like to see this form. Nityam darshana kankshinaha. They are hankering to do that. The form of the Lord is a reality. When you come and see here Jagannath, Balaram, Subhadra, Narsimhadeva, Shishi, Gauri Nitai, you must know that they are actually standing here for you. This is the meaning of saying the form is a reality. It is very difficult for many people to understand this. But you take time, you spend money, you take effort, you come all the way here to take darshan of the Lord. This is our belief. This is our faith. Pratima nahi tumi sakshat Prajendra Nandana. You are not a statue. You are sakshat Prajendra Nandana. Krishna standing here. And I can offer myself to you, my services to you, my prayers to you, my respect to you, my glorification of you. So this is a reality. A temple is a place where the Lord in his form is worshipped and he is personally present there. He accepts it. That is the meaning of, in the establishment of the temple, there is something called prana pratishta. Right? Earlier it is a statue, and before that it is just some shilpi is doing some work on it. Then you can think it is a statue. But that statue, which is called idol, at that time it's called statue or idol. In prana pratishta becomes a deity, archa vigraha, worshipable form of the Lord, because prana means what? Life. So that idol, that statue has now got life because prana pratishta has been done. It's a very detailed aspect. I'm not going into the details. But earlier it was a statue. Statue means lifeless. Prana pratishta is done by powerful mantras chanted and so many different types of rituals conducted. The devotees invite the Lord to be present there so that we can offer our seva to you. This we must understand. That's why when you come here, you're actually seeing the Lord standing. And he is waiting there for you to take his darshan. This is a fact. Same way, here, Arjuna wanted to see, in the 10th chapter, Krishna described his opulences. Atava pahunaitena kim jyatvena tava Arjuna vrishtabhyahamidam kritsnam ekamshena sthito jagat. Arjuna was very interested in seeing the greatness of Krishna. So Krishna said, how can I describe my greatness to you? Because there's so much and you can't accommodate it inside your small brain. Atava bahunetena kinjatena tavarjuna. What can I tell you about my greatness? It's not that he's showing off to Arjuna. Vrishtabhyaham idam krishnam ekamshena sthito jagat. I'll give you a sample, he says. By one amsha, amshena, one small spark of my greatness, I manage this entire universe, this entire creation. Ekamshena sthito jagat. That is enough for you to understand my full fire of opulence. So, but that Lord has consented to come in the form of the Archa Vigraha, so that although he is so huge and great and wonderful, he takes this form so that you and me can approach him. That is his greatness. That is his mercy. We can approach him and we can offer our seva to him. Anybody comes here, They would drop something in the hundi for seva of the Lord, they bring some garlands, some flowers, some fruits. That is the etiquette. When we go, Prabhupada said, whenever we go to see a big person, a important holy man, or somebody, we should always take something with us as a gift. Some fruits, some garland, some gift. There is etiquette. When you come to see the Supreme Personality of Godhead also, you must bring something. That's the etiquette. And when you do that, you have a reciprocation and relationship established. And then you offer your prayers. That is how it happens in all the temples. So this is an important thing. Yesterday I was in Guruvayur, and in the evening at 9:30 we were in that famous Siveli elephant procession. A very big crowd because yesterday is Saturday evening, and it was so regal and beautiful. The beautiful 8 kgs of gold deity was on top of the elephant, very nicely decorated, and 3 elephants. The central elephant has got the deity, and people are on the elephant, they are raising chamara, peacock fan, and there is a big troupe of music, the traditional instruments, singing Nadaswaram and Trayambakam and all these instruments. And the Lord is very regally stepping forward, bit by bit. It's such a grand scene. Everybody was enjoying it. And the whole temple is lit up, fully lit up with lamps. A very beautiful offering to the Lord. This small 8 kg deity, so much of big regality and royal this thing. Somebody may think, but he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and is being offered a wonderful ride on an elephant with music, dance, kirtan, glorification, everything. And it is so pleasing. And he accepts that service from the devotees, from the bhaktas. In this way, they get purified. The Lord bestows blessings on all of them. This is why we interact with the Lord through deity worship. There are so many temples in India. Of course, I'm just coming from Prana Pratishtha done in Ayodhya. I was there on January 22nd when our Honorable and respectful Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji also was present, and he gave us wonderful talk, and we got to see the Lord for the first time, Ram Lala, and there is a huge history behind it. For 500 years they waited to again install the deity of Lord Rama. And for people who don't believe in all this, then you're wondering, why people are fighting for so long? And finally, what you did? You placed a deity. Can somebody tell the children to be quiet, please? So there's a big amount of sin, violence, death, and a massive amount of things happened for 500 years. And after all that, you people placed a statue on that. That's all. Some people may think that's all. It's a place of worship. But it's so important because the people who are placing the deity there, doing the prana pratishtha of the deity there, they know what it means. They believe in the personality of Ramachandra. They know his Leela. It is his birthplace. They relate with him. They have an emotional relationship with him. They worship him. And he accepts their worship. This is the reality. That's why it's important. That's why it's important. and for a whole nation of people who relate with Ramachandra, who hear even today Ramayana, although it was done in Treta Yuga, hundreds and thousands of years before, thousands, millions of years before, still it is so current and so palpably real. People are devotees. Manmana bhava bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mame vashi satyam te pratijane priyosi me. Krishna is saying, become my devotee. I have Advaitam Achyutam Anadim Ananta Rupam Adyam Purana Purusham Navayavvanam Cha. There are so many forms of the Lord. One of those wonderful forms is Ramachandra. And he appeared within human society, related with people. And everybody is very attracted and attached to his Leela, his pastimes. And he is an ideal Purusha. We like to base life's values on his Leela and how he did things. He's an ideal. We learned so many things, so many valuable things, how to live life from these pastimes of the Lord. So it is very valuable. So, like I said, Pratima nahi tumi, you are not just a statue. So, our Prime Minister was saying also there that we have been waiting and waiting. He said even Sabari waited for a very long time to see Lord Ramachandra, but finally he did come, kept his promise, and Sabari did see. In the same way, we have waited and tried, and finally Ram Lala has come. What he means to say that the Lord is here, he has come by the desire of all the devotees. So these are not all simply some ritualistic small topics. We believe the form of the Lord. And Krishna is saying here, Sudirdarsham idam rupam, this form of mine, two-handed, right, is most difficult to see. Because if you don't have some piety, if you don't have some faith, if you don't have some belief, you will not be able to see it. You will never get to see it. You will never get to see it. See, the oldest deity of Ramachandra is there even today. From Treta Yuga, even before Treta Yuga, from Ikshwaku. Lord Ramachandra is from the Surya Vamsha. And Krishna tells in the Bhagavad Gita that he instructed the sun god, Ivam Vivaspate Yogam Proktavan Ahamabhyayam Vivaswan Manave Praha Manurikshva Kave Abravi. He says, Krishna says that I instructed the sun god Vivaswan. Vivaswan Manave Praha. He instructed Manu. Manu Ikshwakave Abravi. He instructed to Ikshwaku. Ikshwaku had Sitaram, Lakshman, Hanuman deities. Even before Ramachandra appeared. He was worshipping. From Ikshwaku, it came down in the line and then Ramachandra appeared. It came to the whole Kula of Ramachandra. And Ramachandra, because it is coming from Ikshwaku, had also given in his house to worship to some others. Very strange. Then after Ramachandra left, he had handed it over to Hanuman. Because Hanuman was such a great devotee of Rama. Hanuman was hanging it on his chest and chanting the name of Rama. And then Hanuman, he handed over the deities to the next king. And there is a last king amongst the, race of the Sun dynasty. And then it went like that, it came down and down, and then finally it came to the hands of the Uriya kings. It's a very nice historical story that will relate to you. And it was held by the Uriya kings. Madhvacharya, he knew about this deity existing with the Oriya kings. It's called Moola Ramayana deity. Moola Rama Vigraha. So he wanted to take darshan of this very old deity coming down on the line from Ikshvaku. He knew about it. So he told his very dear disciple Narahari Tirtha, you should go and try and get it. So Narahari Tirtha went to Orissa in Jagannath Puri. And because he was a very learned scholar and known to be a great, powerful devotee, he was asked to become the minister of the king, which he did. And the king passed away. When the king passed away, his next heir, his son, was very young, unable to take on the throne. So they requested him, he is the king, but you should be the person actually taking decisions for him till he grows up. You should train him. Otherwise, we don't have anybody else. So he had the job of being king plus trainer plus minister plus so many things. He did, and this boy had a very great attachment for Narahari because Narahari Tirtha is like my guru. He brought me up, he taught me statecraft. He made me a king. So as he grew up gradually and he became old enough, Narahari Tirtha, it is mentioned that he was leaving. Now you're fit to be king, you don't need me anymore. At that time, this boy who was becoming king, he said that, how can I repay you? What can I give you? Narahari Tirtha immediately took this opportunity and said, you have this Moola Ramayana deity with you, give it to me. He took the opportunity to ask. And that boy, oh my gosh, this is one of our great wealth in our dynasty. We're having the Moola Ramayana Vigraha coming from Ikshvaku in the line. But now I cannot refuse to Narahari Tirtha because he's chosen by the Lord also to train me. What happened is they wanted to choose the person who will actually train this boy. And they had an elephant and they had possible people. And the elephant went and garlanded Narahari Tirtha. That is how he became the minister. He's the chosen person and he's done his job so well. I'm on the throne and now he's asking me Moola Ramayana Vigraha. I can't refuse. He handed over the deities to Narahari Tirtha. Narahari Tirtha finally accomplished what he had to do. He came back to see Madhvacharya in Karnataka. Madhvacharya received the deities and he was very happy to take the deities and he started worshipping. In this way, 3 months after the deities came, Madhvacharya left this world. And the deities remained. Even today, they are in Udupi. They are from Treta Yuga. And even before that, in Ikshvaku, it's like millions of years almost. Still it's being worshipped. It's being worshipped. The oldest deity that people know. So you can go. I think it is in a Putike Mutt. And they take it to different places to do program and everything. Acharya there. So these are all stories of deities. This real Ramachandra himself handed over the deity to Hanuman. Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman. You can see a picture of it on net, you can Google it. Moola Ramayana Vigraha. So old. So old. So these are all not simply some ritualistic thing. Nowadays people give some scientific explanation for the deity and the energy coming from the deity. And if you sit in front and if you meditate, that energy will come on you. And they try to make everything scientific so that some other people who don't believe will become satisfied. And in so doing, they become nonsensical. The deity is Krishna himself, who is sitting there. It's completely spiritual and transcendental. It's not some material energy and some magnetic rays or EMR coming out of it. It's all nonsense. Read the Shastra. Here Krishna is saying, my Rupam is transcendental. It's not material. You should understand this. That's why we worship the Lord. It's not because energy is coming from there. You can get energy by taking some vitamin pills. You don't have to come here and get energized. So, our whole culture, the deep culture, the reality, the philosophy, everything has been systematically watered down, and our faith has been punctured, and we've been made to feel very inferior for having faith in the Vigraha. You're simply worshipping some statues. What are you doing? No, it's not a statue. It's the Supreme Lord Himself. This is our faith. That's why there are so many temples. And people go and relate with the Lord. The purpose of life is to establish a relationship with Krishna. And we do that in this way. We chant the holy name of the Lord. We do deity seva, worship of the Lord. And then we discuss the Bhagavad and the Bhagavad Gita. We reinforce our belief and faith in the transcendental reality of Krishna. And in this way, we progress in our spiritual life. And we become enlightened. This is a land which has given enlightenment to so many people from all over the world, in the past and in the present. And the same tradition has been carried on by Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada to revive it. He has spread it all over the world. The Bhagavad Gita is published in 87 languages today. And so many people know about Bhagavad Gita. They believe in it. They chant Hare Krishna. They were not born in India. They didn't even know this culture. But they have all taken it up. And it makes a lot of sense to them. There's logic, there is science, there is religion, there is spiritual truth, there is the absolute truth, there is reality. There's so much of wonderful things mentioned here. Right? So do not get bewildered by so-called modern theories, Western thought. Stick to your original culture. This land is filled with spiritual culture and so many wonderful places. When I went to Ayodhya, I saw a huge sea of people. I thought, what a country this is. The first day of darshan, I took darshan and we got squeezed like nothing and I came out. And the next day I said, we'll go take peacefully darshan. They said, next day is worse. The first day only 8,000 some people were invited and there were only people there. And even that was difficult to take darshan. And I went the next day and I stood and saw the crowd. I stood on an elevated platform for like a sea flowing from such a big distance. Even all over the roads, they are still waiting. Some of them Padayatra from Delhi, Padayatra from this place, that they come all the way, so many days they're walking and coming to see Ramalala. After so many years, I'm able to see so much of emotion, so much of feeling. Everybody's crying. And I said, where are so many people coming from? From all over. From all over. This is the meaning of faith. You can never stop it. Nobody can stop it. Once it is established in the heart, whatever you may say, they are coming. They have brought all sorts of gifts for the Lord from their places. And they couldn't manage it. Such a huge crowd. This is India. This is Bharat. So that is being also revived in a big way. So we should take advantage. Chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. You must know that this is historical. I want to see last piece of information for you. While I was there, I was speaking we have opened a big pandal there in Ayodhya. We are giving free food, annadanam to When I was there, 5,000 people took Annadhanam, all the public, on that one day when it was inaugurated. We are distributing books, we are doing Harinama Sankirtan in the streets every day, and all people are joining. Uh, we were having an inauguration and a talk. At the time I was saying, I was recollecting, in 1526, Babur invaded India and took over. His rule started from 1526, the Mughal dynasty started. And at the same time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was also present. In 1486, he appeared. In 1534, he disappeared, Lord Chaitanya. Between 1486 to 1534 is 48 years. In the last 8 years of the 48 years, Babur's rule occurred, 1526 to 1534, 8 years. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was here. In 1528, that is 2 years after he started his rule in India, Babur has demolished the Rama temple there and established the Babri Masjid, mosque. So I was telling the devotees there that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would have been here. He would have known about the destruction of the temple and the build of the Babri Masjid. Is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself. It is mentioned, there is evidence from all the scripture. And that same Lord Chaitanya, the same Krishna only appeared as Rama also. In other words, Ramachandra was there in a different form while his temple was being destroyed and Babri Masjid was being built. And we are here now, 500 years later, Rama is being installed again, and we are chanting Hare Krishna as Lord Chaitanya's followers. This is historical. We watched it, and we are also watching the reconstruction of the temple. So, this is a historical moment. And what is the historical aspect of it? DT has been established. You understand the reality of it, the science behind it, the truth behind it, and our connection should be established. Pratima Nagi Tumi Sakshat Prajendrandana. This beautiful purport Prabhupada is explaining why people, some of them don't have faith in the form of the Lord. They think he doesn't have a form or he doesn't have a personality. Wrong. The Lord is a person. You can see he's having emotions with Sita, with his mother Kausalya, with his father Dasharath, with the tribal king Guha, with the squirrel which is doing seva for him, with Jatayu, the huge bird, with Jambavan, the bear, with all sorts of people he has emotional relationship. How can he not be a person? How can he not be a person? How can God not be a person? If he's not a person, how can you love him? I can't fall in love with a mic, with a table, with a chair. A personality to reciprocate. So God is a person. He relates with you. He's standing there. If you offer your prayers and you offer your seva to Him, and gradually your bhakti will develop, then you will start active reciprocation from Him. It's a fact. You can see in stories, many temples that tell you that. That is why a temple is established. There is a science behind it. It's for you, for us to go closer to Krishna, to go closer to the Lord and secure our life and achieve the goal of life. This is the real business of life. To establish our relationship in bhakti, to learn how to love God in a relationship. That is why He's standing there, for you and for me. We should go there, pray to Him, and take advantage of this. We should chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Take the mic.
கேள்விகள் ஏதாவது இருந்தால் அமைதி அதை வருகிற உற்சவங்கள் குறித்து அறிவிப்பு. நாம் வருட வருடம் கொண்டாடக்கூடிய பகவான் நித்யானந்தர் தோன்றிய தினம் வருகின்ற பிப்ரவரி மாதம் 22ஆம் தேதி நித்யானந்தர். जय नित्यानंद प्रभु की, जय नित्यानंद तीर्थ महोत्सव की, श्री प्रभुपाद की जय हो. நித்யானந்த தீர்த்த மகோத்சவமானது காலை 9 தொடங்கி தொடர்ந்து காலை நிகழ்ச்சி நடைபெறும். அதைத் தொடர்ந்து 11 மணி அளவில் பகவான் ஸ்ரீ சித்தாய் கோஷங்களுக்கு மகாபிஷேகம். அதைத் தொடர்ந்து சிறப்பு உபன்யாசம் வழங்குவர் அவர்கள். அதைத் தொடர்ந்து மகாபாரதி. அதைத் தொடர்ந்து தேங்க்யூ. ஹரே கிருஷ்ணா. நமக்கு கோவிலுக்கு முதல் முறையாக யாராவது கோவிலுக்கு வந்திருந்தால் ஒவ்வொரு வாரமும் நம்ம திருக்கோவிலுக்கு முதல் முறையாக பல பக்தர்கள் வந்து கொண்டிருக்கிறார்கள். முதல் முறையாக பக்தர்கள் யாராவது இருந்தால் தயவு செய்து ஹரே கிருஷ்ணா. நமது திருக்கோவிலுக்காக கலைச்செல்வி மற்றும் லோகேஷ் அண்ணா சாய்பாபா பகுதியிலிருந்து முதல் முறையாக நம்ம திருக்கோவிலுக்கு வந்திருக்காங்க. வேறு யாராவது முதல் முறையாக வந்திருக்காங்க பக்தர் யாராவது இருந்தால் தயவு செய்து. காளிதாஸ் அப்படிங்கிற பக்தர் கீழவீடு பகுதியிலிருந்து வந்திருக்காங்க. அன்னபூரணி வடவள்ளி பகுதியிலிருந்து முதல் முறையாக நம்ம திருக்கோவிலுக்கு வந்திருக்காங்க. முடி நங்கையா அப்படிங்கிற பக்தர் நேரு நகர் பகுதியிலிருந்து நம்ம திருக்கோயிலுக்கு முதல் முறையாக வந்திருக்காங்க. குந்தலா தேவி வரதராஜன் அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு பக்தை வரதராஜபுரம் பகுதியிலிருந்து முதல் முறையாக திருக்கோயிலுக்கு வந்திருக்காங்க. சரோஜா அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு மாதாஜி நம்ம வரதராஜபுரம் பகுதியிலிருந்து முதல் முறையாக திருக்கோயிலுக்கு வந்திருக்காங்க. இன்று முதல் முறையாக திருக்கோவிலுக்கு வந்துள்ள பக்தருடைய ஆன்மீக வாழ்க்கை முன்னேற்றத்திற்காக நாம் அனைவரும் ஒரு வரை ஹரே கிருஷ்ணா மந்திரத்தை சொல்லி உடைய ஹரே கிருஷ்ணா. மூத்த பக்தர்கள் குரு தயால்தாஸ் மற்றும் சத்யரூபா கோவிந்ததாஸ் அப்படிங்கிற மூத்த பக்தர் மலேசியாவிலிருந்து முதல் முறையாக வந்து வந்திருக்காங்க. அவங்களுடைய வருகையை நாங்க இஸ்மான் வருகை வரவேற்கிறோம். அவர்களுடைய ஆன்மீக புதிதாக ஆன்மீக வாழ்க்கை முன்னெடுத்திருக்காங்க. நாம் ஒரு முறை ஹரே கிருஷ்ணா மந்திரத்தை ஒழிப்போமாக. ஹரே கிருஷ்ணா ஹரே கிருஷ்ணா கிருஷ்ண கிருஷ்ணா ஹரே 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 ராம 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 ஹரே ஹரே. தேங்க்யூ. ஒரு சின்ன அறிவிப்பு. நம்ம போன வாரம் இதை பற்றி நம்ம அறிவிப்பு தெரிந்தோம். நம்ம ஞாயிறு வந்து மற்றும் அனைத்து விதமான திருவிழாக்கள்ல வந்து நம்ம பக்தர்கள் பிரசாதம் ஏற்றுக்கொள்வதற்காக ஒரு பிரசாத மண்டபம் கட்டுறதுக்காக ஒரு பிளான் பண்ணியிருக்கோம். இது வந்து நம்ம கோவிலுக்கு வளாகத்துடைய அருகிலேயே இந்த சின்ன ஒரு ஷெட் ஒன்று போடுறோம். இதனுடைய சைஸ் வந்து 30க்கு 60 30/60. இதனுடைய காஸ்ட் எஸ்டிமேஷன் வந்து டோட்டல் எஸ்டிமேஷன் 6 lakhs rupees. இதோட டோட்டலுடைய நிர்ணயம் செய்யக்கூடிய அந்த மதிப்பு வந்து 6 லட்சம் ரூபாய். பெயர் அதுல எழுதப்படும். அதற்கு